15. Crazy, man. Like, thank you all so much. Again, honestly, it's insane. The growth has been crazy. It's obviously it's not as mad as it was initially, but it's still wilder than I could have possibly imagined. So thank you. Today I thought I'd bring a Q&A video. I asked on Twitter and on YouTube for you guys to let me know what questions you have. I'm away this week. I'm on a stag do, so this will be a nice little filler because I should hit 15k while I'm away. So thank you again. Let's jump into it and start with Twitter. First question, F1 Fanatics Mike. If you could bring back any F1 driver to compete in today's grid, who would it be? Anyone from the 50s beyond? Probably James Hunt, because he was a player. It was a proper lad, like it was a proper geezer, very un-PC, very... He would be lambasted by the media constantly. He'd always be, you know, doing stupid things, and it would just be a laugh, to be honest, because there's plenty of talent around, but I just, for that character and that personality, I'd like to see him. Plus, he was a great driver, don't get me wrong, quality driver. So best of both worlds. Kids love F1. Got a few from you, mate. Did Red Bull drop Pierre Gasly too early? No, I think Alex proved himself, and Pierre proved that his performs better in the Toro Rosso, Alpha Tauri, whatever you want to call it. Did Stoffel get a fair chance? I think he got a fair chance. He consistently lost out to Alonso in the same way that Kubica consistently lost out to Russell. But obviously I'm open for him to prove himself in Formula E and maybe get another chance down the road for sure. Like, ultimately, he's got a great chance in Formula E now to really like make a name for himself, and I hope he does well. I really do. And then, will Ricciardo win a championship? He's got the ability. If he gets the car, yes, absolutely. Ferrari, I think that's his most likely destination of the top 3 team. F1 debate show. What do you do in your spare time? I take it will be watching West Ham in the championship. You're an idiot. You're a dick. Yeah, we're terrible. I couldn't be more disenfranchised with football right now. So I probably won't be watching them as long as our owners are in charge. If they bugger off, then I'll happily jump back on the West Ham hype train. But no, not with Gold, Sullivan and Brady in charge. Absolutely not. Cranky Yankee's giving me a big one here, mate. Well, thank you. Rank the 2020 grid if you could magically replace the drivers with existing drivers. Senna and Schumi in a Williams, Lauda and Prost in a Haas, Fangio and PK in the Alpha. I think if the Williams is as bad as last season, Senna and Schumacher would make no difference. Still think it'd be bottom. Lauda and Prost in the Haas, I think they'd get on that fine window that the Haas has. I think they would get there more consistently. So I think they'd take them into a mid-table team, not a lower mid-table team. Not much more than that though, if I'm honest. And then Fangio and PK in an Alpha, I think they'd put that car towards the front of the mid-pack, but again, not more than that. I don't think the golfing quality between all these drivers is massively different between the drivers who exist right now, if I'm honest, because it's nice to hark back and be bleary-eyed about the past, but ultimately there will always be drivers coming through who are of a very, very good quality, and the differences are always going to be marginal. So that's just the truth. I'm sorry, it just is. Inga asks, why did you start a YouTube channel in the first place, and what milestones do you hope to achieve? I started this one because I love F1 and I just thought it would be an interesting project to put some time into and see if it took off, and it did, even though I didn't think it was gonna. And milestones, I just want to be independent. I just want to not have a boss and get to the stage where I am financially free. This will pay for me to live a basic existence. That's the goal. That is the goal. Not to earn loads of money and be KSI with an Aventador. I just want to earn enough to get by on this, so that I can focus on this and be free. Because then I can just stay out and we're minting all day. Oh, Joshy Ravel, what are your thoughts on Rich Energy? I don't hate Rich Energy as much as I make it look like that on Twitter. I just think it's funny to throw crap at them because it's just a mad situation, isn't it? And now they're back with OMG bikes in the British Superbikes now, so we'll see how that goes, if they actually pay their bills. And apparently they are actually going to launch the product, which again, I'll believe it when I see it. And if they do, I'll be sure to buy one and make a video on it, of course. But yeah, I just think it's mad. Like, William Story is a proper Bond villain, isn't he? Like, the beard. Maybe he's Valtteri. Maybe he's Valtteri Bottas 3.0. That could be a thing, couldn't it? Maybe. Okay, Viandra asks, who's your favourite F1 driver ever? Schumacher. He was the Don during my era growing up, so kind of has to be him, really. First time I watched F1, no idea. I was very young, I know. I was single digits age-wise, but I cannot remember for the life of me. My parents and family, none of them were into motorsport, so it was just little old me on my own, my little... What team? I didn't really support... I've never really supported a team as such until maybe more recent years, but no, I have no idea. Favourite F1 race you've ever watched? Canada 2011 was quality. I remember that one very clearly. Button winning, just madness. Silverstone last year was really good. Actually, that was probably the best I've seen live. So yeah, them two. AS Beef, current thoughts on West... I'm not going to be able to avoid West Ham, am I? Look, with the owners who we have currently in charge, still being in charge, I just really don't have any interest anymore. It's not about us doing bad. It's about a lack of... The club doesn't feel like my club anymore. Like, if you support a team, in whatever sport, right? If you support it purely based on how good they are, how much success they have, everyone would support the best teams, right? No one will support anyone else. You support a club because it's personal, because it means something to you. You know, my family all from the East End of London. Like, that club has significance to me. And for us to be moved out of the stadium into this fishbowl, and the owners lying and saying they're investing and they're not, and they're just using us as a cash cow, I'm just done with it. Like, West Ham used to be the focus of my YouTube. That used to be like my thing. You know, I'd make videos, do vlogs, travelled, season ticket holder, all that stuff. I just can't be arsed right now, man. I can't be arsed. F1 is the band-aid on my football wound. But while things are the way they are, I've got no interest in going back to West Ham, I'm afraid. I just can't be arsed with them, man. I can't be arsed with it. Really can't. Ollie asks, what's your absolute end goal from all this work? Again, just financial independence. No boss, just doing my own thing, creating content I want to create, earning enough to get by, doing that. That's it. That's my end goal. Will Sturgis asks, how well do you think Williams are going to do this year? I mean, their livery is decent. I like it. I very much like it. I can't see them massively improving. I still think they'll be the worst team. Best race this year, I'm saying Zandvoort. The fans are going to be mad, and it's a new track, so I think it might be unpredictable. I think you might get a bit of a weird result there. Hardest part of being a YouTuber is being consistent, very much so, and maintaining kind of a standard that I want to maintain. But yeah, consistency, just making sure you're getting out videos regular. That is by far and away the hardest thing. And what's the name of my dog? His name is Minton. I think he's in the bedroom sleeping because he's had enough of me recording. So I will show you him later. Jack C with Deji's forehead as his avatar, which I rate. What is your favourite livery release so far? It's either the Williams or the Haas. Ruben asks, any collabs planned with any other YouTubers? Not as of yet, but they're going to happen. They're going to happen. I just haven't had the time to get around to... It's just been so busy recently, man. But I will, I promise. It definitely happen. Dom1UX asks, when did you start watching F1? Again, I was too young to really remember, but single figures. Do you follow any other types of motorsport? I don't have the time at the minute. If I did, I'd watch a lot more rally, and I think I'd watch a lot more touring cars. And probably a bit more Formula E, actually. Because I'm going to try and give it a go. As much as I've hated on Formula E, you know, I like to think I've had, you know, reasonable critique, you know what I mean? But it's got potential, and I think it will become a motorsport I follow more and more and more going forward. Do you support McLaren or Red Bull? Ultimately, I support Alex Albon, and I support McLaren. I think I would say like that. My team, like the Lando Carlos connection, is why I support McLaren. Plus the fact that they're kind of a bit of an underdog now, and yeah. That's why I support McLaren, essentially. And then who's going to win the championship first? Leclerc or Verstappen? I say Verstappen. Taffy has asked a proper question here. What is your favourite flavour of ice cream? Cookie dough. Cookie dough's banging. Tenuji asks, in 2021, the cost cap, is it enough to provide closer racing and more equal, sustainable playing field? Yes, I believe so. I believe in Liberty Media that they have worked with Ross Brawn to create these new regs that are actually going to secure the future of F1. I'm very, very confident of that. F1 Pass asks, where do you think would be better for Lewis in 21 if Merc leave, McLaren or Ferrari? I think Ferrari would be the better seat, but McLaren would probably be more realistic. Would Ferrari? Oh, mate, I believe in Seidel. That's the thing. So maybe McLaren. I think, maybe McLaren actually. I'm going to change. McLaren, I think, would be the better seat for him. George Hughes, regular comment. I appreciate it, mate. West Ham to win the FA Cup or Alex Albon to win a Drivers' Championship? I mean, Alex Albon winning the Drivers' Championship is way more realistic, so if I had to dream one up, it would definitely be West Ham winning the FA Cup. After 2006, when my heart was broken, that would be insane. So West Ham to win the FA Cup, without a question. And then Lucas asks, do you think Verstappen can win a World Championship with Red Bull? I do indeed. Okay, on to YouTube. Night of Vapor asks, what is your favourite F1 car of all time? I don't really have one. Boring answer. I don't have one that sticks in the mind, really. Probably the kind of 2007 to like 2011 McLaren, the kind of the silver, the kind of metallic silver with the Vodafone branding. When I think of an F1 car, that's what pops to mind. So I'll probably go with that. Dan Herban asks, are you going to attend any GPs this year? Probably not. My focus is very much going to be on this and viewing in this capacity. Again, I've got a lot on, so I'm trying as best as I can to plan ahead, and to go to the races as well is just asking too much of me right now. Plus they're expensive, man. Silverstone's an absolute farce. So yeah, not this year currently, but we'll see. Dylan asks, besides F1, what motorsport do you watch? Again, don't really have enough time. If I did, rally, Formula E, touring cars probably. Amir asks, explain how YouTube has changed your life in the last 2 months. I mean, I've got less spare time now. Because I class this now, because this is bringing in me a small income to subsidise what I already earn. I class this as work. So, I set aside time. Like, this is important for me to work on. This isn't just a hobby in the same way that other hobbies are. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's changed my looking forward in terms of what I talk about, like my end goal being financial freedom. This is the closest I've ever got to that, and this is the door that I've been waiting for a while to open. And it was always going to be through either me creating my own content or my own product in some way, shape or form, which I do plan on doing at some point. Trust me, when I bring merch, it's not just going to be your standard tees. I've got very, very, very exciting things in here that I just need to get on here and then on here, basically. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's crazy. It's changed my life a lot. Ashutosh asks, any plans to collab? Again, I haven't had time, but definitely planned for sure. Like, not planned, but definitely going to happen in the future for sure. Absolutely. Max asked, do you think there will be any new teams? Bar obviously Racing Point turned into Aston Martin. No, I don't think there'll be new teams, but we'll see. Apparently, like, obviously that they want to get new teams in, but I don't think they will, unfortunately. Funny Guy 91 asks, what do you think of the new Williams? Great. I think it looks like a little looks like little Hot Wheels, which I rate. I really like it. Brundo asks, what your favourite and least favourite things about F1? Favourite is the what's my favourite thing about F1? Just the mad wall-to-wall racing. Charles and Max at Silverstone. That was insane. That was so intense to watch. It was just like, oh, yeah, that's my favourite thing about F1. Least favourite thing is all of the dull media crap that the drivers have to go through and just some of it's so wet and it just annoys me. I can't be arsed with it. I'm trying to bring a fresher, more realistic, less media trained take on Formula One. What will happen in Pierre Gasly's career? I think that he will still make a name for himself in Formula One for sure. It won't be with Red Bull, but I think, say if Renault really did make strides forward and do bits, I think that could be a potential for him to move to Renault and do a good job there. We'll see, but I definitely think he's got the ability. Pravina asks, how and when did you start watching F1? Again, I had no idea how, because my parents have zero interest. None of my friends were interested at school. Literally, it was just little old me on my own, so no idea. And I'm feeling better, thank you. Yeah, I got food poisoning Wednesday, and today's the first day I actually feel like I feel better than 90%. So thank you, I appreciate it. Charlie asks, favourite F1 driver, current or ex? I've already said Schumacher for X. Current, Albon is the boy. He is the boy. I love him. Alex Albon, you are my king. Alexander Alvarez, which image comes to mind when you hear Formula One? Circuit livery pilot. Probably, I think like I said before, the McLaren, the silver Vodafone branded McLaren from 2007 onwards. That is Formula One in my head. Joshua Fife, good question this. Which F1 driver / team would you go on holiday with? Driver, I would... mate, I'd love to say Daniel Ricciardo. I don't know if I could keep up with him though. He seems like it'd be a handful. Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo. You would not forget that holiday, man. That would be insane. Oh, that would be fun, man. That would be so much fun. Mr. CNT asks, dream road car. I love Japanese cars, so it's going to have to be something Japanese. I'm going to go something a bit different. I'm going to go with a Lexus ISF. I'll leave you with that. Lexus ISF. Beautiful car. Beautiful sound. Big. Can fit everything in you want. That would be lush. Jimmy Mack, what car manufacturer would you like to see in F1 and who would you want them to replace? By the way, love your vids. Keep it going. Thank you, Jimmy. I would like to see Toyota back in F1. They've got the money as well. They're like the richest car company in the world, I think. Who would I want to see them replace? Oh, I don't want to see anyone go, but if they had to replace anyone, I would say Renault. Christus asks, if somebody would be ready to let you drive a real F1 car, would you do it? I'll give it a go for sure, man. That would be a sick opportunity. Whether I'll be any good or not. I mean, I used to be very good at sim racing and that, and I'd love to get back into that as a pastime. Like, I used to be very good, but would I be able to drive an F1 car? Absolutely not, but I'd give it a go for sure. Deprimido asks, who's left the biggest mark in F1? I'm going to read that as Ross Brawn. I think he's left the biggest mark in F1 just over the course of his career. I think he's done so much for the sport and will continue to going forward. So I feel that he's of kind of modern times. And obviously Bernie Ecclestone, of course. But Bernie's like got to be number one actually. Robert Oslin, what's your background? It's my kitchen. But I'm guessing you're asking my background growing up. I grew up in Romford, which is kind of north-east London / used to be Essex, and everyone still thinks it's Essex when it's not technically Essex. And I did motorsport at college and realised actually it's not, I don't like getting my hands dirty. I'm just not into mechanics, but I love design. So I did product design at university, then went into graphic design. Always loved cars. Always went to as many races as I could when I was a kid, even though it's expensive, so I couldn't go to many. And now I live in Chelmsford, which is actually in Essex. Mage, what's your favourite teammate pairing? Carlos and Lando, easy. Yaroslav, what was your first Formula One race that you watched live or TV? Again, I was single figure digits when I watched my first F1 race for sure, but I haven't got a Scooby-Doo, which that was, I'm afraid. Tropical Mist asks, who is your favourite driver and least favourite driver? Least favourite, Fernando Alonso, goes without saying. Favourite, again, currently Alex Albon. OG Michael Schumacher. JWF1, do you plan on going to race at some point? Again, I'd love to, but I don't think I'm going to be able to this year. And then what equipment do you use to record your videos? So I use a ring light, a Blue Yeti with a pop filter, and that doesn't really matter. I shoot with a Canon 80D with a Sigma 18-35 lens on it, and that's it. And I've got my laptop, so there's not much to it really, but it gets a good quality image, but I'm hoping to upgrade my camera soon. Oh, and I record my audio straight into Audition, and then I edit it all in Premiere Pro as well. First memory related to Formula One. Oh man, Mika Hakkinen always sticks in my mind. Like, as a particular driver, he wasn't my favourite, but there's just something about Mika Hakkinen. So I feel that there was some kind of relevance of him really early doors, but I can't tell you why. Mr. Best got a few here. Your thoughts on the Vietnam GP verge being cancelled? If it's got to be cancelled, it's got to be cancelled. I think you've just got to better safe than sorry, even though I do think a lot of it is scaremongering, because ultimately there's conditions that have killed far more people that we just don't, like flu kills more people than that. Obviously there's always the potential you don't want to underestimate, but if they've got to cancel it, they've got to cancel it, so be it. Like, it's sport at the end of the day, like people's lives are more important. And then how do I get popular so fast? Because I'm very handsome. I don't know, YouTube algorithm. Literally, I'll put a video together, how did I get from 0 to 10,000, where I kind of do a full deep dive. So go watch that on my channel if you are interested. Yeah, I just got lucky. Plus I had a good few videos banked and then released some good ones, and it just kept the momentum going. It's really hard to say, it really is, but honestly, give that video a watch, because that really does cover it in as much detail as I can give, really. And then again, what do I think has helped my channel grow? Josh Revell, basically. He's the reason I'm here. So thank you, Josh. Kelvin, which team radio is the best meme? I mean, he's put the I am stupid, mine got Gunter Stein. I'm stupid, Charles Leclerc. So funny. So funny. He just made himself way more relatable when he did that. So yeah, Charles Leclerc, I'm stupid. U-Dog asked, what do you think of NASCAR? Don't watch it, never watched it, no interest. Soz. Best, another couple of questions. Will I ever play any F1 related games? Not in the near future, but again, if I can go on this full time, then maybe. So we'll see. I've got F1 2019 installed on this laptop, but I played it about 3 times, so that was a waste of money. And will I start live streaming? Again, maybe down the line, if I can do this full time, then I can be a bit more organised with my time. Right now, no plans to though. Rabbi asks, what is your thought on F1 travelling to India? I think it would be a good move for Formula One. Again, I put that in my F1 2030 predictions video. I think that would be a great shout. I think there is the market for that now, as long as the government don't stiff it like they did last time. I think an Indian Grand Prix would be a great thing to have. Do I watch WEC from a fish out of water? No, I don't actually. Endurance racing, I love the look of the cars, but I don't think I've given it enough of a chance. And again, I don't feel I have the time at the minute, but I would like to, and I definitely would like to give it a shot. At the moment, F1 just has to be my focus, because I do love it and I just don't have the time to look elsewhere, I'm afraid. Almost there, guys. Angami asks, Tommo, what do I do? I am a digital and graphic designer working in social media. I do animations and graphic design mainly, a bit of photography. And yeah, that's me. David Chili Snowman asks, what is your favourite Formula One era? This era. I love it. It's amazing. Like, I'm really enjoying this era, just generally in Formula One. So this current era right now. Support the present. Josh asks, what can you say about Zandvoort? Again, I think it's going to be the best race next year for entertainment and yeah, just general banter. So yeah, I think it's going to be great. Rudy BB asks, which of the new liveries is your favourite? Again, it has to be Haas or Williams. And then last but by no means least, Liam F1, thank you for commenting. What's your favourite F1 circuit? Silverstone. And how old am I? I am 27. Blech. 27. Right, that's me done. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for 15,000 subscribers. And as promised, I'm going to go and get Minton and wake him up. If you've got this far, you deserve a bit of Minton. Oh, hello. You're a sleepy boy, aren't you? He was being a right pest earlier. Wouldn't leave me alone. But Took you for a little walk, didn't we? Hey, took you for a little walk. Look at him. Hello. Every time I open my mouth, he tries to put his nose in it as well, which is disgusting. Right, well, anyway, thanks again for watching. My name's been Tommo. Please drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new and you want to see more. Am I boring you? Rude. Thanks again. Have a good one. Ta-da. Say bye. Bye. Bye.